Let's discuss different models of architecture in HCM ERP IT implementation. 1. Monolithic architecture. This is a traditional architecture where the entire system is built as a single, interconnected unit. The main advantage of this approach is that it is relatively easy to develop and deploy. However, it can be difficult to scale and maintain over time, and any changes or updates can be complex and time-consuming. It also has a single point of failure, which can be a security risk. The SWOT analysis for this architecture shows that it is easy to develop and deploy, but difficult to scale and maintain. It can be useful for small or simple systems and can be used in legacy systems. However, the single point of failure is a security risk, and any changes or updates can be complex and time-consuming, which can result in higher costs and longer time to market. 2. Service-oriented architecture, that is SOA. This architecture breaks down the system into smaller, more modular services that can be developed, tested, and deployed independently. This approach is more flexible than a monolithic architecture and can be easier to maintain and update over time. However, it can be more complex to develop and can require more technical expertise. The SWOT analysis for SOA shows that it is modular, flexible, and easier to maintain and update over time. However, it requires more technical expertise and can be more complex to develop. It is useful for larger or more complex systems and can be used with cloud-based services. The complexity of the system can result in higher costs and longer time to market. 3. Microservices architecture. This is a more recent approach that is similar to SOA but focuses on even smaller, more independent services. This allows for greater scalability and can make it easier to make changes or updates to specific services. However, it can be more complex to implement and maintain over time. The SWOT analysis for microservices architecture shows that it is highly modular, scalable, and can make updates to specific services. However, it requires more technical expertise and can be more complex to implement and maintain. It is useful for very large or complex systems and can work well with cloud-based services. The complexity of the system can result in higher costs and longer time to market. 4. Event-driven architecture. This architecture is based on the idea of events triggering actions in the system. This can be useful for real-time processing and can make the system more responsive. However, it can be more complex to develop and requires a good understanding of the underlying event model. The SWOT analysis for event-driven architecture shows that it is good for real-time processing and responsive systems. However, it requires a good understanding of the underlying event model and can be more complex to develop. It is useful for systems with a lot of real-time processing or high volumes of data. The complexity of the system can result in higher costs and longer time to market. Overall, the choice of architecture will depend on the specific needs and requirements of the organization. It is important to carefully consider the pros and cons of each approach and choose the one that is most appropriate for the system being developed. However, it is important to keep in mind that the complexity of the system can result in higher costs and longer time to market, which should be factored into the decision-making process. We really thank you for your time spent on this session. Feel free to meet our partners by sending an inquiry email to contact us at t24global.com. Most of our partners have 15 to 20 years industry experience. So, please get in touch for any quick, managed business process and IT consulting needs.